Hey, my friend. Today's B is be courageous. Arrive. I arrive and settle in. I listen to the sounds around me and notice how I am feeling as I enter into this time with you, Jesus. I breathe deeply, wholly, and gently. I imagine you looking at me with great love. May your love embolden me to be confident, strong, and courageous as I walk with you. I breathe slowly and deeply for several breaths, thinking or whispering be as I inhale and courageous as I exhale. Bask. This is from Jesus to you. This is a scripture. Listen, stay alert, stand tall in the faith, be courageous and be strong. Unquote. Be unshakable and unrattled with me, even when you feel shaky or the world around you quakes with fear. Be fearless, courageous, and strong with me, even when you do not feel particularly powerful. Listen, stay alert, and stand tall with me, encouraged and knowing that I am with you always. This is a scripture. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for I will be with you wherever you go. Your surest source of steadfast confidence is my companionship and love. Today, especially if you feel less than courageous, afraid, or weak, remember how my followers were often riddled with anxiety and insecurity, far more than being people of bravery and determination. Scripture. My disciples wavered and wondered about what to believe. Some doubted. Unquote. Especially early on in their discipleship, even as I, Emmanuel, God with us, lived and breathed right next to them, they struggled to make their way with confidence in me. For 3 years, fully human and fully God, I walked, ate, and spoke face to face with them. And yet, on the day we were reunited, after I had risen from the dead, quote from scripture, some held back, not sure about worship, about risking themselves totally, unquote. This is on page 143. Even then, after my life, death, and resurrection, many still had leaps to make to be able to be confident in me and live courageously. But I did not leave them to make those leaps of faith alone. No, with my Spirit empowering them, many of those faint-hearted friends of mine became some of my mightiest and bravest followers. So, my friend, if you also waver or wonder, if you're filled with lingering doubts or sense that you're holding back, don't worry. I will help you. I always do. Look to me and watch how I use life's inevitable challenges or your own doubts to grow rather than diminish your courage and confidence in me. What I did with my disciples on a wildly stormy night, I will also do with you when your life gets turbulent and tough. Here's what happened. One evening, after a long day of speaking to crowds and healing many who were sick, I was in need of some time to be alone and to be still and pray with my Abba. I had instructed my disciples to travel ahead of me by boat across the lake. And hours later, a storm hit with great ferocity. I imagined that they would be terrified as the winds howled and their boat heaved with wild waves. Not wanting them to experience the terrors of the storm without me, I walked over the rough waters, through the whipping winds, and found my friends. This is another mysterious story about my life. And if you doubt its truth, ask me to strengthen your belief. When they saw me approach in their boat, they were petrified and thought I was a ghost. Page 144. As the storm raged and their fears escalated, I spoke to them with soothing and tender love, saying, Quote from Scripture, courage, it's me, don't be afraid. Unquote. This is always what I speak and offer my friends in times of need. And this is what can alleviate fear and invoke courage like nothing else, even as the storm rages. I then stepped into the boat, and the storm immediately ceased. And then my friends fell to their knees in awe and adoration. Take a moment and imagine, dear one, that I have made my way to you today, just as I did to my disciples. If there is turbulence within or around you, hear me speak peace to you first, and then watch how the storm grows quiet. Look for and trust the ways in which I never leave you to face your fears alone. As with my disciples, my presence with you, my voice, and my strength increase your confidence and trust in me, which emboldens you like nothing else. Quote from Scripture, take courage, I have overcome the world. Unquote. Look to me and allow me to remind you of who I am and who you are. I'm going to say that again. Look to me and allow me to remind you of who I am and who you are. Your courage comes from my power and strength, yes, and from my constant companionship. Allow my conquering capacity and love for you to spur you on each day. Quote from Scripture, I stay right here and help you. Therefore, you can set your face like a flint, confident that you'll never regret this. Your champion is right here. Let's take our stand together. Unquote. Your champion is ready to help and is always nearby. You go everywhere with me, by your side. I guide and sustain and empower you each and every step, each and every day of your life. Quote from Scripture. I'll be with you as you do this, day after day, right up until the end of the age. This is, I am, the most sustainable fuel for your holy determination. This is, I am, how you can be fearless and confident. This is, I am, how you can be boldly audacious and unstoppably courageous, my beloved one. You are mine, and I am yours. Pray. Jesus, strengthen me to be brave and act boldly. This way of living strong and courageous wherever I go is possible always, not because I always feel strong and courageous, but because you are always with me wherever I go. Quote from Scripture. It is God who arms me with strength and keeps my way secure. You make my feet like the feet of a deer. You cause me to stand on the heights. You train my hands for battle, and my arms can bend a bow of bronze. Unquote. I am yours, and you are mine. I breathe slowly and deeply for several breaths, thinking or whispering be as I inhale and courageous as I exhale. I am courageous with you, Jesus. Savor and listen. Scripture, Deuteronomy 31:6, Isaiah 54:2-4, John 14:27, Acts 4:31, Acts 28:31, Ephesians 3:20-21, and Hebrews 10:32-39, all in the Message. Songs, Contemplative, Christ Be Near by Keith Duke. Contemporary, You Make Me Brave. Find the live version by Amanda Cook, Bethel Music. Ponder. Ask Jesus to fuel you with a tenacious bravery that cannot be taken away by anyone or anything. even by your own sense of a lack of bravery, and to empower you to echo this proclamation by the Apostle Paul in Scripture. We've been surrounded and battered by troubles, but we're not demoralized. We're not sure what to do, but we know that God knows what to do. We've been spiritually terrorized, but God has not left our side. We've been thrown down, but we haven't been broken. Unquote. Take a few moments and consider, how courageous, fearlessly confident, or bold do you feel in your relationships, in your work, in how you spend your time, in the midst of conflict? Page 146. I'm going to go back. I had a page turning issue. Take a few moments and consider, how courageous, fearlessly confident, or bold do you feel in your relationships, in your doubt, in how you spend your time, in the midst of conflict or misunderstanding, or in times of uncertainty? What's percolating around this for you? Talk to Jesus about anything and everything that is going on in you today. Practice. Ask Jesus to show you how you can be courageous today in a specific and tangible way. Is it something internal within you, or is it external in a relationship with someone dear to you, with a friend or colleague, or with a community far away? Today, take one step or action to practice what you sense you are being beckoned to do. Write down this call from Jesus here or in your journal. Whatever you sense is your thing to do, commit to doing it courageously, because Jesus is with you and his Spirit empowers you wherever you go. If you're not sure what to do, don't worry. Keep your eyes locked on Jesus and commit to walking and working with him as you go about your daily activities. Breathe slowly and deeply for several breaths, thinking or whispering "be" as you inhale and courageous as you exhale. You are courageous with Jesus. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Be with Jesus in quiet, wordless ways, or share more what's in your mind and heart.